where many of our forefathers taught the word, and now the Spirit of the Lord is back upon this earth. Now go to Deuteronomy 20, verse 15. Read that.
But it shall come to pass, if thou walk not heart unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, statutes, and thy commandments.
So Moses is speaking to the Israelites before he's going to die. And he says, it shall come to pass. The key word is shall come to pass. That's a future tense. Read on.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So curses has come upon the children of Israel, which are who? Blacks and Hispanics. Go to verse 32. Verse 32 is right there.
Thy sons and their daughters shall be given unto another people.
Stop. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Whose sons and whose daughters was given to another people? Blacks and Hispanics. During the slave trade, when we went into slavery, 1492 started with Hispanics, and the 1600s started with the blacks. So he says, your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people, another nation of people. Read on.
And then I shall look in the...
No, read it right. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes.
And thy eyes shall look and follow with the longing from them all the day long.
So it says, our eyes will look and fill with longing for them all the day long. Because what? When they took our babies, we couldn't get them back. We would just have to watch them be taken away. Read on.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
No might in thy hand. No might in thy hands, meaning we didn't have power to get our children back. That's what that's talking about. Now go to verse 48. No, verse 48. Hold on. Verse 48 is right. Hold on. Don't worry. Verse 48 is right here, 48. Go.
Therefore shall...
Say Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. And then
Deuteronomy 48.
Deuteronomy 28.
28, verse 48.
All right, read on.
Therefore shalt thou... Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which the
It says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Who are our enemies? The nations that came against us and sold us. So what? Read it again. Start from the top and read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which the Lord shall send against thee.
So it says, therefore shall we serve our enemies which the Lord shall send against us. So a lot of people say, why did blacks and Hispanics go into slavery? The answer's right there. It says, which the Lord shall send against thee. So who sent Columbus against the Hispanics? The Lord. Who sent the other slave masters, like you had Hernan Cortez, who came against Mexico. You had Ponce de Leon, who came against Puerto Rico. And you had many other Spanish conquistadors and many other Europeans come against the blacks when they grabbed us in Africa. So who sent those slave masters? The Lord. Read on.
And the naked
read it right. So therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. In hunger. So in hunger. How do we serve our enemies in hunger? For food. We don't own the food distribution of products. We have to serve someone else for that. Read on.
In hunger and thirst.
And in thirst. If you don't pay your water bill, what happens? That's when they shut the water off. Read on.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, meaning to clothe our bodies. That's how we will have to serve our enemies. Read.
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things. Anything we need, we have to go to somebody else. We don't own anything. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon our neck.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Who did that happen to? Who had yokes of iron upon their necks? Blacks and Hispanics. So it is not no, it's not hard to think about. It's a simple process of elimination. Read.
Until he has destroyed thee.
Until he has destroyed thee. So when the yokes came off, that proved we were destroyed. We didn't have no history anymore. We didn't know who we were. We didn't know our names. What? We had a Eurocentric state of mind. Everything we thought was after what our slave masters taught us. Go to verse 68. Now what? We established that our sons and daughters will be given to another people. We established that we'll have yokes of iron upon our necks. So what else happened to us? How did the slaves get to their different lands of their captivities? Deuteronomy 28 verse 68 is right there.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 68.
Read a little louder.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt and again with...
Stop. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee to Egypt again. What does Egypt mean? The word Egypt means bondage. The word Egypt means slavery. The word Egypt means captivity. So he says he's going to bring us into slavery again because we just came out of Egypt. Read on.
Again with ships.
Again with what?
Ships.
Ships. So how did Puerto Ricans get distributed to their different lands of slavery? The majority of them is in Puerto Rico, the majority of them. But how did they get to different lands? With what? Now how did the blacks get to different lands? A lot of blacks was brought to Panama. How did they get there? Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, meaning just like how Moses is saying it. Go.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Where were we on our way? We were on our way to Jerusalem. So he said, you ain't gonna see Jerusalem no more again. That's what he's saying. Read.
And there y'all shall be sold unto the enemies.
It says, and there, where? Those lands of our captivities. Puerto Rico is the land of our captivity. America is the land of our captivity. Jamaica is the land of our captivity. England is the land of our captivity. And Rome is the land of our captivity. So read that part again, and there
shall be sold unto enemies.
It says, you shall be sold unto your enemies. If you've seen Amistad or roots, when we got on our lands, when we got to the lands of our slavery, we were sold. Read.
For bondmen.
For bondmen meaning slave man.
Bondwoman.
And bondwoman meaning slave woman. Just like how the black man went into slavery, so did our black sisters and Hispanic sisters and Hispanic men. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you, mean no man shall redeem you from this curse. Now go to Jeremiah 17 verse 4. Jeremiah 17, read louder, meaning strong and clear. Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. Pan around so we can see exactly where we at. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. Read that. Alright, go read.
And thou did.
And thou made thyself.
Even thyself shall.
Wait, read it again. Say Jeremiah 17 verse 4. Come on.
Jeremiah 17 verse 4. And thou even given thyself shall continue.
And thou, even thyself. Don't worry.
Thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage.
From thine heritage.
And then I give thee.
That I gave thee. So Jeremiah, we're reading Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. It says, and thou, even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. What is he saying right there? That our heritage would be annihilated. We wouldn't know our heritage no more. So the Lord is telling Jeremiah that. You're going to discontinue from that. Because what? Do we know we're Israelites? Do blacks and Hispanics know that they're Israelites? No. Read.
And I will cause thee to serve them enemies.
So he says, I will cause thee to serve thine enemies. Who are our enemies? Those that took us as slaves. Read.
In the land which they know is not.
The land which we know not. Do we know Puerto Rico? No. Do we know Jamaica? No. Do we know America? No. These are the lands that we did not know. Now wait, hold on. Go to Luke chapter 21. Here. Luke 21. Luke chapter 21. Now we're going to prove, because what? We come from Jerusalem. Blacks and Hispanics, that's where we dwelt, in Jerusalem. So we're going to prove how we got into Africa. Luke 21 verse 20. Go read it. Luke 21 verse 21. Verse 21. Read loud and clear. Take your time. You don't got to rush.
Then let them which...
Luke 21 and verse 21 and then go.
Luke 21 verse 21.
All right, go.
Then let them which are in the...
Then let them which are in Judea
flee to the mountains.
So Christ was speaking to the Israelites and he was letting us know a future prophecy. And when you read verse 20, it says, when you shall see, it says, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. Because what was happening? The Roman army was coming against Jerusalem, known as the siege of Jerusalem. It was the actual time period, the siege of Jerusalem. But the temple was destroyed in 70 AD. So this is what Christ is prophesying. Read verse 21 again.
Then let them which are in the...
Then let them which are in Judea
flee to the mountains.
Flee to the mountains. What mountains was Christ talking about? Africa and Arabia. But where? When you read Matthew 2:13, Christ fled into Africa. So where did the majority of the Israelites, which are blacks and Hispanics, flee? Into Africa. Read.
And let them which are in the midst of it to depart out.
And let them which are in the midst